Hi, my name is Sue Harrison, and I'm going to do a speech tonight about adopting an older pet. Imagine yourself for a moment in a foreign country. No one understands you as you speak. The temperature drops, it begins to rain. You have no shelter. You have not eaten. Your stomach begins to growl. Your mouth is dry from lack of hydration. All of a sudden you feel a leash around your neck pulling you towards a truck. You struggle to get free using any means you can, but it is to no avail. Unfamiliar hands lift you up into a truck and shut a metal gate behind you. The doors lock. Fearful, you begin to tremble. You have no idea where you're going, who has taken you, and everything familiar and comforting has disappeared. You have just experienced a day in the life of a homeless pet. There are some common myths about adoption of older pets. Some people believe that older pets lack energy and playfulness, but the truth of the matter is, as long as the older pet is well cared for, given appropriate exercise, proper nutrition, they do remain happy, active, and playful, and young in spirit well into their senior years. Some people believe that when they adopt an older pet, they're adopting someone else's problem. If the older pet was so wonderful, why didn't the previous owner keep that pet? Older pets lose their homes for a variety of reasons, most of them having nothing to do with the pet itself, but rather the life of the person who is the pet owner. Many people think that the pets that end up in the shelter are generally behavioral issues, inferior, but frequently you see very expensive, well-bred, and well-trained pets in those situations. Sometimes pets are purchased from breeders that aren't always reputable, or people buy them from pet stores on impulse. Over 90% of puppies and kittens that you do see in pet stores are from puppy or kitten mills. Some of the other reasons people give away their pet are the death of a guardian, not enough time for this pet, changes to the work schedule, a new baby, a child going off to school. Sometimes people move to a place where they don't allow pets. And some people have allergies, and some people feel that that pet does not meet their lifestyle needs anymore, or their prospective spouse does not like pets. Some people believe when you adopt a pet, you incur more costs because there are more health issues than younger pets. Pretty much across the board, veterinary care and medication is required for any pet that you adopt. There's always that cost. You know, if you're really concerned about the pet before you adopt it, you can get a health report from the veterinarian and decide from there whether or not this is a pet that you want to take on before that emotional attachment is made. Having a health assessment of the pet in the pre-adoption process is going to inform you of the presence of any age-related conditions, and you can respond to that appropriately and address those concerns. Otherwise, older pets truly do require all the same things that younger pets do. Life for a homeless pet is not easy. Right now there are 6 to 8 million cats and dogs in the United States in shelters. Last year, 7,000 animals passed through the doors of the Dane County Humane Society alone. This number is not only the domesticated animals, cats and dogs, but also includes exotic species, farm animals, small mammals, and orphaned or injured wildlife. Many older pets are dropped off at shelters. Some are left there simply because the owner feels they're a burden. Many dogs are left at the end of their life because the owner does not want to pay to have that pet euthanized. However, an even crueler form of the euthanasia is what the pets face out there in the streets. They starve to death, die of untreated injuries or disease, or they die painful deaths at the hands of humans. There is a big overpopulation of pets in the United States, and it has reached epic proportions. Pet overpopulation is the leading killer of all dogs and cats. The majority of pet population comes from unaltered pets, and most of them do live in low-income neighborhoods. Some pet owners feel that it's too expensive to spay their pets. However, almost every state has a low-cost program. Here in Dane County, you can find that information. It's called the SNAP program, Spay or Neuter All Pets. If you have a male animal, they do just about anything to find a mate when that mate is in heat. They'll dig their way under fences, they'll escape like Houdini from the house, and once that animal is free to roam, they risk injury via the traffic or the fights that they get into with other males. Neutered cats and dogs focus their attention on the human families, so it's one advantage of having a neutered or spayed animal. On the other hand, unaltered dogs and cats frequently mark their territory, so there could be spraying of strong-smelling urine all over the house, and there's also the possibility of aggression problems. Really, when you think about it, the cost of spaying or neutering that pet is a lot less than having to take care of a litter of puppies or kittens. Spaying or neutering your pet is also good for your community. Stray animals can be a big problem in certain parts of the country. You see packs of dogs running. They kind of go back to their wild instincts. They get into fights with the wildlife. They also prey on the wildlife. Even the farm animals, they'll go after them. Children are afraid. Sometimes children are bitten. Spaying or neutering packs a powerful punch in reducing the number of animals on the street overall. Neutered cats and dogs focus their attention, as I said, on the human family, and the spaying and neutering overall helps to fight the overpopulation. Every year, millions of dogs and cats of all ages are bred, and breeds, are euthanized, or they suffer as strays. The high numbers of the euthanizations are due to unplanned litters that could have been prevented by one simple surgery. Some of the advantages to owning an older pet, you've usually had some training, both obedience and house manners. Sometimes at first they're a little bit upset and confused, so they may regress to old behaviors, but once they feel comfortable in your home, that soon dissipates. Older pets have been socialized. They learn to be around people, other animals. Most of the time they do get along. Older pets, especially those who have known it, appreciate the love and attention that humans give them. And older pets have patience. They'll sit by your side very contently. Their presence also gives humans health benefits by lowering their blood pressure and reducing stress. Older pets are also instant companions, ready for hiking, riding in the car, going for a walk, or a good game of fetch. Studies have proven that petting a dog or cat lowers the blood pressure. In addition, studies have also shown that patients who have access to pets recover faster from illness or surgeries. Okay, one decision could change your life forever. Older pets are a known commodity. They're easier to assess for behavior and temperamental issues, and you'll never have to guess how big they're going to grow. Just about everyone who enters the shelters comes in with the idea that they want to go out with a kitten or puppy. Some people go to the breeders to buy pets. But by adopting an older pet, you make a statement about compassion and the value of life at all ages. As well as you register to protest against the indiscriminate and inhumane breeding of pets. An older pet has the rest of their life in front of them. You can give an older pet the best years of their life while at the same time bringing home a wonderful addition to your family. Another consideration is a larger goal of making the U.S. a no-kill nation. By setting examples of adopting older pets that may otherwise be euthanized just because of their age, you can help create a climate that will enable the U.S. to attain that goal. Saving pets one life at a time. In the 70s, American animal shelters euthanized 12 to 20 million dogs and cats at a time. And at that particular time, there were 67 million pets in the home. Today's shelters euthanize around 4 million animals. There are more than 135 million dogs and cats in homes. That's an enormous decline in the amount of euthanasia, and around 25% of American dogs and cats in the 70s down to about 3%. That is substantial progress. Most animal shelters have no set time limits for holding an animal. In the vast majority of shelters, decisions about adoption and euthanasia are based on factors that include temperament and health of the animals that enters the shelter. And also, for some regions, the space and resources available to humanly house and properly care for those animals also plays a factor. One of the other things you need to look at is adopt the perfect pet to fit your lifestyle. Older pets, most of whom would be perfect for those who do not have time to house train or the energy for a younger pet. They come pre-trained. It's too bad some children didn't come like that. The older rescue dog or cat is ideal for a household with young children. The dog's temperament is pretty much known, and the house training and obedience lessons don't have to be undertaken at the same time. Say the diapers, the dishes, or the supper needs to be done. Sometimes adoption fees are waived for older pets, and some shelters provide new pet owners with 1 free year of pet insurance. It helps cover the health costs of that pet. If you can't adopt a pet at this time, just consider sponsoring one at a local animal shelter, perhaps paying some money towards that adoption fee just to get that animal into its forever home. In conclusion, I'd like to say right now there's thousands of older pets waiting to find their forever homes. There's over 600 million stray animals living on the street around the world. But they didn't make that choice. Like a piece of garbage, they were thrown away by their owners, born on the streets, or they just simply got lost. They didn't create this situation, humans did. They just have to live with it, or more often the case, they die with it. I think that most people look at stray animals and what they see is a nuisance. But these are actual living feeling beings that have led an incredibly brutal and painful life, largely because of the things that humans have done. But adopting a pet is a commitment and a responsibility. Older pets will most likely go through an adjustment period, but they bring with them so many wonderful qualities and distinct personalities. Cost can be more than one expects. The basic care items, food, vet bills, grooming, boarding, training. And sometimes with kittens and puppies, they first get them and they sleep a lot. But that soon changes after 6 weeks. They seem to be full of boundless energy. Many older or adult pets are often overlooked by prospective pet owners. Patience and love are the two major requirements of ownership. Most adult and older pets quickly adapt to their new surroundings, and soon you will find their paws are wrapped around your heart. Consider giving an older pet a forever home. And I would like to introduce you to two wonderful little pets here. This is Ruby right here. She is a pug. She's 9 years old. Unfortunately, when I did get her, I didn't know much about puppy mills or discreet breeders. When she came to us, she was 1 1/4 pounds. She was full of worms, she had fleas, and she was generally not healthy. She does suffer from some health issues. She does have kidney stones. And over here, we have our little panda bear, as we call her, don't we? Yes. This is Greta, also known as Greta Baby, and she is also 9 years old. She was a rescue as an adult. The young lady that had her had a boyfriend that was a police officer, and he antagonized her. So she came to us with some issues. Oh, thank you for puppy dog. She had no trust of men, but as you can see, that is no more. And this is my newest member of my family. Came to us in July. This is Harley. We call him Harlequins. He is a snowshoe Siamese cat. Harley had a hard life. He was found on the streets of Milwaukee, full of ear mites. He was sick, crusted eyes, you name it. He was a stray. They think he was from a breeder. As you can see, he has this really cute little stubby tail. Here, go down. And they felt like that was a genetic misbreeding, so they think that that's what happened to him. And I'd like to introduce you to my sleepy cat up here. This is Steve. Steve was more of a feral or farm cat, and he came to us. He's pretty sick. He had pneumonia, didn't even weigh a pound, and he was not expected to survive. I will mention that, you know, he was a kitten as well. Harley is 7 years old, and Greta was 6 when I adopted her. So just take a moment, remember my pets, and think about that adoption of an older pet. Make a difference. Thank you.